Welcome back to the Three Roads Converged podcast. This is Patrick, the third and final host here. First off, I want to apologize for not having any content the last 2 weeks. We were dealing with some scheduling difficulties between the three of us. It seems like we got everything worked out, and we will be back every Thursday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more. And welcome back. Here's James and Joe, and we'll get rolling.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Three Roads Converged podcast. We're very excited to all be here. Apologies again for being out. We did have some scheduling errors. We're still working through, but we have plenty of content coming out over these next few weeks. We are very excited for you guys all to see. So please stay tuned, and thanks for being patient with us. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can, start off and talk about kind of what we've been up to the last couple weeks. I mean, James, you can go first if that's all right.
No, I think y'all want to.
So we'll start.
They went a whole massive trip the other week to Florida.
You were invited. You know that?
Correct.
Yeah. I'll rip into it because
All right.
I'm the Florida boy. But
All right, Florida boy, take it away.
Joe and we ended up in Miami. Thursday through Sunday last week.
Yup.
With our boy LB who lives down there. And we had quite an eventful trip.
We sure did.
More
First time, right?
First time.
Yep.
It's not your first time, but
No.
it was an eventful trip. Lots of good food, good drinks,
Yes.
good time.
Yeah.
We'll get into some of a couple stories about the trip here. I'll let Joe start off on that one though.
Yeah. Miami, sweet, beautiful Miami, sunny, beautiful Miami. Love Miami, love Florida. Ohio boy, so like to get down to Florida and enjoy all of its fruits and labor and riches and beautiful sunshine. So we were out there, like Patrick mentioned, we have a boy out there named LB, and he's been out there for going on 3 years now, so he's got a good lay of the land. And Patrick had never been out there, so we wanted to get him out there for a weekend, and it was awesome. We got to show him the city, we got to show him different parts of Miami and everything, and it was awesome to have the good food and everything, and the nightlife is there. We recommend if you know anyone from Miami, right, definitely take advantage of that. It's one of those cities you can definitely do different things every time you go. I've been 3 times now, and each time I've had a different experience. So it's just one of those cities where it's never ending fun, excitement, food. They have a huge music and art district too, right? If you're into creating music, right, and just into the art district. So it's a city with many different cultures and a lot of different experiences, right? So we got to show Patrick the famous Brickell area. Those who are familiar with Miami, the Brickell area, obviously very, very popular. So you got to see that in the daytime and actually at the nighttime. So that was pretty fun.
The Grove
was cool. Yeah. So he, that's kind of close proximity to where LB is staying, and the Grove is a great area. Great restaurants, good starting point, I feel like, for the night.
Oh, for sure.
Some good bars, things stay open late. But yeah, I mean, what was your overall experience? What do you give it, Patty, if you were to rate your Miami experience?
Miami's a great time. Like, I would highly recommend anyone to go, especially if you're a foodie. I will warn you that everything is very, very expensive. Food, drinks, everything. But delicious, amazing food. We went to 4 different restaurants.
Yeah.
And everything was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Out of this world. From Michelin star restaurants to sandwich shops, everything is just so good food-wise. But be prepared to spend a pretty good amount, especially if you want to get drinks and everything else. But you can't go wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What was it? The second night we went out, I think that was actually the movie night, I believe, right? Was the night we went out to Wynwood.
Yeah.
That was a good time. So if you guys are into
club scene,
very EDM type of a vibe. Wynwood is an area that's very popular for that, very artsy as well. That was a blast. It was a cool little joint. You go in, $20 cover, which
Jesus, $20.
$20. You also got a free shot with it, and
Free shot.
is that just a free?
one free shot of tequila on entry. $20. I mean,
Could be worse.
it could be way worse. You go in, right, and it's just it's an absolute great time. Just they have various different DJs that were going, lots of space. It was just a great overall night. It started as just 2 bars, and then it worked its way all the way to almost 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 5:30 in the morning. Uber ride.
Yes.
Uber was interesting.
Uber was interesting. His name was Joe.
His name was Joe.
Oh,
Good
I
dude.
bet you just
Great dude.
talked his ear off.
Oh, him and I,
We talked him into stopping at McDonald's on the way back.
got him a couple hash browns. He was appreciative.
He wanted a large fry, but they were doing breakfast.
Great dude. It was one of those times. It's just like the entire city is cleared out, and it's just you waiting for your Uber that's 20 minutes away, and you're just like, well, sun's about to rise, so we better get back. So
Sun's about to rise.
I tried to convince him to walk to the beach, but he wouldn't do it.
no, I didn't have that dog in me that night. I don't know what it was. Friday night though. Friday night was my night.
What do we mean by
Friday night was
this is
Friday night was bad.
this is my
night.
first time hearing these stories too. So,
Friday night was bad.
Everything we've talked about was pretty tame until we get to
All
Friday
right, so
night.
let's get to the dark side of
Yeah.
Miami.
Friday night was juicy.
So Friday night we went to steakhouse and we started off with a bottle of wine. Which
You got to start at 4:00 actually at the happy hour.
Oh, okay. Let me backtrack then. 4:00 happy hour. We decide to go get a drink. Well, we get 1 drink, and Joe decides that he needs like 3.
Well, yeah.
So that's a good start. And then we go from there. And we have a nice dinner. We're going to Argentinian Steakhouse. We get a nice bottle of wine. So we're already mixing now at this point a beer, shot, and a bottle of wine.
Cocktail too.
Yeah, we're off to a rough start.
It is not even 7 p.m. yet.
No, it's like 7:30.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So it's like it's a pretty rough start drinking wise.
Yeah. For
And
me,
then we end up at the Regatta, which if you've never been to Miami and you've never been to the Regatta, it's just kind of like this outdoor pavilion, outdoor
Good time.
with plenty of bars, or not. It's like one big bar, and then there's food trucks and
Right.
things that you can all hang out and do your thing.
Yeah.
Regardless, Joe ends up like 8-10 drinks deep
yeah.
at this point, and
I
we're
mean,
at
yeah.
Regatta, and he is going up to every single person. It does not matter, Hispanic, Black, Asian, white, and he is dapping everybody up, saying, "What's up, twin?"
I cannot.
And everybody is.
I mean, I expect nothing less, but
But they were not with the boy.
Let me continue here.
Yeah.
If you've never been to like the Cincinnati bar scene, you can do that, and you'll get dapped up, and people will talk to you, and you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
People in Miami were not messing with him.
No.
At all. Like the amount of dirty looks and like people like glaring me because I'm obviously like with him was unreal.
Get your boy under
like-
control.
we're talking
Yes.
about just as bad as dude on bicycle in college.
Yes.
Come on, that was worse. That's way
Okay,
worse.
maybe worse. But people were not messing with him.
I
at
should have
all.
known that. I should have
And
known that.
I'm just sitting in the background like laughing. I'm like, Joe, we're done drinking. And he kept ordering more.
Yep.
And he spilled each of the last 5 drinks. Knocked
it-
them out of our hands.
No way.
Last 5. Yes.
Four.
5.
Right.
Including when Joe went to the bathroom by himself and
Oh,
got hit in the head by the door. And
Still hurts.
Almost knocked himself unconscious.
Still
dropped
hurts.
his drink. Comes back
Still
with this like lump on his forehead. And we're like, what happened to you? And he's like, I got hit by the door. And I was like, okay, so we need to go home. And he's like, yeah. And then we turn around and he's at the bar ordering another drink. And we're
I'm-
like, I cannot
But I'm
with you.
ordering around for the gang. I'm not
Yeah,
just.
but we were done drinking.
I'm not just ordering drinks for myself. We're out there. We're having a good time. It's the Regatta. I should have known better. I should have known. I've been to Miami before. I should have known to stay on my P's and Q's and not try to make friends. because
Speaking
they
of
don't fuck with us.
Speaking of Joe going to Miami before, let's talk about how Joe going on trips but not telling a single one of us that he's going.
Okay.
I feel like
You would not have gone, James.
I remember. Okay, that's not the point. But last time you were in Miami,
Mhm.
I had to call Patrick and I asked, Joe's in Miami right now? He goes, yeah, I found out off of his Facebook post.
Last
Or
time Joe,
Instagram post, whatever it was.
Joe likes to do that. Last time he was even in Orlando, which is only an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I live.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know about it till he was there. So
But What else in Universal?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I remember one other
I
time.
snuck on that one.
I remember one other time I called Joe, and while I just moved here to Atlanta or moved here to Chattanooga, and I call him, he's like, "Yeah, I'm at a retreat in Atlanta,"
Yeah.
which is like an hour and a half away from me.
This is true.
And I'm like, "You didn't think the same? We could have got lunch. You didn't say a word to me."
This is true.
Yeah.
He's like,
This is true.
"Oh yeah, well."
But that was me like 3 years ago. 4 years ago.
That was you last year.
Last year.
I didn't go to Atlanta last year, did I?
Orlando last year.
Atlanta last year for sure.
It was Miami last year too.
2 years ago. 2020.
No, because you were there with
Yeah.
with Mr. M
Oh.
and the tier.
Oh, yeah. No, Tier didn't go.
He didn't go.
Tier wasn't there.
Oh,
That was December. You know what? That's cap. That trip, he knew about it.
I did not.
Well, I knew about it 24 hours
He knew
before.
about it.
4 hours before.
And he goes, Joe, I'm already planning a bunch of trips in December and January. I don't know if I can swing Miami.
Because you told me 48 hours to 24 hours.
You Florida.
It's still a 5.5 hour drive.
You got a car.
No.
It's
I
Miami,
can't just dip
Chief.
for the weekend. I got work. I got plans.
But look, we
You
made it
acted like
right.
you could just hop on the PJ and get there.
We made it right, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We made it right. Now we just got to make you right. We got to make you whole.
Well, you know, workaholic over here.
But we gonna make you whole
that's
this
why
summer.
that's why we take him to New York.
Yes. The boys need to go to New York City, especially you. You've been wanting to go for
I've been promising.
years?
I've been promising
he's
somebody.
He's been promising New York for.
empty
since we're-
promises.
Yeah, he was not happy last year when I took somebody else instead of him.
Correct.
Who'd you take?
Come on now.
Come on.
Oh wait, sophomore year.
No. Birthday trip
but-
last year.
Got it. Yeah.
Come on now.
Got it. That was okay. I thought you were talking like years
Yeah.
ago.
Anyways,
No.
he took that person before he took me, which is absolutely. Well, I've been asking for go for 7-8 years now.
Okay, but you understand, James? New York is easy because y'all just got to book the flight.
I already have one booked. I always
You
be booking flights.
need
I'm
to
talking
take-
about that later, though.
You need to take a weekend off. Is what you need to do,
Yeah, you're right.
and hop on a flight straight to New York.
I'll probably end up going.
What about Chi-Town?
Oh my god, Chirac.
I mean, these boys can come back to Chicago whenever they want to. They have a place to stay, mom's house, dad's house. It's all good.
Not if Dad moves down to Tampa.
Yeah. I mean, he's talking Florida, so options are on the table.
Of course. Anyways, so
Miami was a success.
Miami was a success.
Yep.
I'm sad
Sort-
that I missed it,
sort of.
but I was working. Wasn't like I was just sitting on my butt.
I know.
Absolutely was working. So y'all know what happened to me yesterday.
Parts of what happened to you yesterday.
Yes.
I told him I was going to save it for the pod and detail what
Yeah.
happened.
Why don't you tell us?
So-
James?
My car is out of commission.
Why?
I got rear-ended so bad.
Smoked or baby?
Smoke
baby
like
hit?
like they didn't even try to hit the brake.
Right.
Smoke like they tried to go through my car.
Like
Were
smoked
they
like a
texting?
12-hour brisket or smoked like a turkey that's been in for 2 hours.
Smoke like well done.
Okay.
Well
all right,
done.
all right, all right.
Okay.
Like y'all saw some of the damage to the car. Like,
Yeah.
like my trunk can't even close. Anyways, I come to a complete stop going exiting to get to my job.
You were at the light.
No. Technically, yeah, I was at a light, but it was backed up all the way into the freeway.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
exit is
Yeah.
is fucked. Yeah.
Backed up all the way to the freeway.
Right.
So I've been not moving for a second,
Right.
and all I feel is just my car get rammed. And lucky my foot was on the brake because I rammed into the guy in front of me. Lucky he had no damage at all. My front bumper was out a bit. But when I opened the door and I went to go look at my trunk area, oh my god, smoked.
What was the perpetrator driving?
a Jeep Gladiator.
Oh boy.
And I look up, it is a fucking child.
Dad was probably pissed.
I mean, he was more concerned if I was okay, which I was, but like I went out, I knew it was a child, so I wasn't like overly angry. I was like, hey, like
Like child, like unlicensed or like teenager child?
teenager. Let's talk about that. Her license said 2007.
What? Is that Matt?
Yeah.
At 17 years old,
That's 17.
18 at the latest. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. 2007 babies are driving right now.
Wow. I got no words for that. Born in 2007, you can drive a car.
If you were born in 2007, you legal.
Correct, for the most part.
Factual.
Correct. You know, she's a child. Still got braces on and everything.
Texting.
More than likely.
Did she say she texted?
No, she said that she wasn't paying attention, and by the time she saw, it was too late.
But my thing is, you see a traffic jam right in front of you as you're exiting. You'd think that you would prepare to stop.
Yeah, no. Anyways.
Anyone else in the vehicle?
No, just her.
Never mind.
Witness. Is that where you're going?
The guy in front of me was a witness. She saw the whole thing happen.
Right.
Or distraction, and I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, she was cool about it. She gave me all of her information. She knows it was her fault. I'm gonna need a new car because that's not drivable.
That's a fact.
But yeah, like it just wasn't drivable at all.
Yeah. But hey, James is a trooper, guys. He got into an accident, got back in his car that was, pretty up, and then went right into work. So James is a workaholic by definition. So
Right.
So props out to James. He came in.
Gotcha.
Rough start.
Right.
Rough start to the day though.
To move on.
We'll talk about today a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our adventures to get here, just in general, or just
Yeah, so Joe and I came in today with a little bit of a travel day. But when we first got in, around 1?
Yep. About 1-ish.
We had a few hours to burn before James got here off work, and we had to pick up a couple of things of equipment for tonight for this. And we had an adventurous run to Target, to say the least. So
It's never a dull moment with me, guys. I'll tell you that.
So obviously I'm from Florida, so I flew in today to Atlanta. With James's car getting all messed up yesterday, the segue, I didn't want to have to make sure that somebody could pick me up, so I got a rental car from Atlanta to drive here.
Smart.
And it was cheap enough. Anyway, I get an electric vehicle, which is whatever. I just wanted the cheapest thing. I didn't care.
Right.
So we're running to Target in the said electric vehicle, and I had to get it charged. Well, the Target here didn't have any chargers, but across the street there was one. So Joe and I park across the street. We plug it in. We'll go to Target. We come out, and we have all this stuff. Like, we had a cart full, basically, of stuff. So we're like, how are we going to get this over to across the street? Because we're not talking like 2-minute walk. We're talking like 15 through a busy intersection.
Busy.
With no crosswalk signs. Like,
three 6-lane?
Probably, 3 on each side.
Three on
Probably
each
6
side.
lanes.
Yeah, 6-laner.
So, yeah, we're talking like crazy traffic with all this stuff.
Hands full.
Like heavy stuff. It was like all like home decor stuff, plants, pillows, whatever, stuff that we all had to get. So it looked oddly weird that Joe and I are running around the parking lot through a Chick-fil-A in a Target cart full of home decor.
Yeah.
So we ditched the cart at the Chick-fil-A, and which we probably should have taken back. But
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Sorry. And we're running across this intersection with no crosswalk signs, nothing.
None.
Holding basically a tree and a bunch of home decor items.
Yep.
And this lady at the stop sign starts yelling, "We love your tree. Where'd you get that from?" And we're Target, and another guy, "Ooh, you're stealing."
Yeah.
And we just bust out laughing. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
And then we get in the car, and the
car. That was supposed to be charging for what, 45 minutes?
45 minutes it said, and we got there. There was only 5 miles till empty. 5 miles till no charge. And we're we got to charge this thing. The whole time we're in there, 45 minutes. Total mileage available, 15. Yeah. We about lost it.
Yeah. That was. I mean, it was fun though. We had a good time. We made an adventure out of it. I wanted to keep the cart pushing all the way to the car, but Patrick vetoed it and made me stop it. So,
well, something I didn't say is that we were parked at a hospital is where the charger was. So I was like, we are not taking the Chick-fil-A or the Target cart and leaving it at the hospital. I was like,
that would mess up.
It's already bad enough that we're leaving it at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But we are not leaving it at the hospital.
Yeah. Just some adventures just to get it all together. And of course, James, working his ass off, and he's just like, guys, what are you doing? You guys coming or what's going on? We got a podcast to film. So, but that's our day.
Yeah, our day, or a little bit about our week, about what we've been doing off this little 2 weeks hiatus / scheduling issue. But moving on, a couple things I want to talk about pop culture wise, at least for me. I want to talk about how. So I went to the movies the other day.
Okay.
Heard?
I saw Captain America.
Who'd you go to the movie with?
Me, myself, and I.
I'm trying to catch you.
I've seen the last 10 movies by myself, possibly
I was,
20.
I was just trying to catch you lacking. Don't worry.
No one in my life in that way yet.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yet.
last episode, Lonely Man.
Send him DMs
I cannot.
You got plenty of targets.
I can.
and ops.
That's true.
Anyways, I saw the Captain America movie, and
I didn't know there was a new one.
I didn't either. Did they
that brings me
remake?
to my point. Is like I watched it, and it wasn't a bad movie. It was just, another Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun watching it. It was good seeing an African American Captain America, but
Gotcha.
But it was a good time. But it brings me to my point. Is like, dude, Marvel has fallen off from when it first came out.
Yeah.
I've been saying this.
Like it was a solid, like, I give it like a 7.3, which is average to good, but like, dude, they have fallen off.
That consistency's hard. You got to think
It
about
is.
that.
Well, when
They
you
go
ended
for-
you ended at such a big one, like, and you just needed to be like done.
Yeah.
But they're never going to do that because there's too much money in it. So then
Right.
they
Way
just
too
keep coming
much.
up with new ideas that are like,
Right.
come on.
But that was my little snippet on pop culture.
But like, you're a pretty big fan, James. Like, what would you? I mean, talk to the Marvel community, James. Let's get a little bit more some details. What about the movie wasn't great? What did you like to see? Without giving away any spoilers.
I mean, in the trailer, you see, Red Hulk.
Okay,
Like,
I don't know what that means.
that's
but
pretty.
okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like that's cool, but like that's something you could have obviously.
What's he got?
He just popped his ankle until he's
Ouch.
in pain now.
Ouch.
Growing pains. Anyways,
Yeah.
you see Red Hulk, and he's like he's like not that long in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Long.
they should have saved
arms
it.
in that?
If it was me,
Like arms is like.
No, his length is showing in the movie. Like, he's not in the movie very long.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
you
like
said length of arms. My
yeah,
bad.
no, you're good. But he's not in the movie very long, and then
Okay.
like that's something you could have like kind of kept hidden, like would have been a nice surprise. But like,
Yeah, he didn't have like a crucial part.
right? I mean, the character itself had a crucial part, but the Red Hulk itself was not in the movie very long.
Why is he red and not green?
Yeah, what's that about?
I mean, you have to watch. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay,
but yeah, you'll have to watch. But yeah, that's like it's like small things like that. Like the action scenes were good.
Okay.
It's just like the story is just like another Marvel story. Like
Meaning,
build up to the big bad falls. Like
I mean, isn't that a lot of what superhero
that's what I'm saying. It's like,
content
and that's
is?
that's what made not Endgame, but the one before
Yeah.
so good is that the bad guy won.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
So that's what that made that good. But yeah,
I was gonna say. So, what would you say is like? Okay, so obviously, Endgame is right, the pinnacle, top tier, right?
right.
What's been comparable since then? What film?
Not a damn
That's
thing.
not a thing.
I mean,
Really?
I would say probably the closest was definitely No Way Home
never seen.
The Spider-Man one, right?
with all three of them.
Yeah, I saw that.
It would be the most comparable. Other than that, though,
Yeah.
not really
It's
anything.
been rough. But you've been watching a lot of the shows too, right?
For the most part,
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't be
Daredevil.
nonchalant. You know you're a big Marvel boy.
Daredevil's coming out in a couple days here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
no, it comes out this Thursday. So when the episode drops,
Yeah.
it'll come out, and pretty excited for that. Just the previews. The original Netflix series was great, but
It's not a series; it's a movie.
no, it's a series.
It's another,
Yeah, it's a Disney.
Can-
It's another show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was good. The last few have been good. Not anything great, but I think they were just pretty good. They've had some pretty shitty ones for sure, but they're you learn and you live. But yeah, I mean, it's my little snippet on Marvel. My little pop culture, what's going on today. Joe, do you
Love
got
that.
anything?
Yeah, I mean, big month for the music industry. I think.
Oh gosh.
My boy Drake. I'm a big Drake fan.
Sounds like a continuation from last week.
Him and
Or last episode.
Party Next Door dropped a classic, guys.
Yeah.
A classic.
Yeah.
Can I at least build
All
my
right, go ahead,
case?
go ahead.
Let me build my case before you shoot it down.
Go
Well,
ahead.
this little tidbit, obviously, right? If you haven't listened to the album already, maybe check it out, right? At least the first few songs. You never know, you might like it. It's a different vibe for sure. I don't know. I think the biggest thing for me, I've been trying to tell these boys to listen to it. I think the biggest thing for me, obviously, the album, of course, went #1. I mean, we saw that coming, right?
Right.
It's the boy. So It was cool to see that. I think another big thing was the layers of this album. I think what we were expecting with Drake, and I think this album was maybe some more of the rap battle stuff, the beef stuff, a little bit more on that. I think he did a great job. He had the one song, "Give Me a Hug," right, where he addresses the rap beef briefly. But I think the biggest thing, it's the title, "Some Sexy Songs for You," and it coming out on Valentine's Day. I think the biggest thing was Drake has been so great in the rap industry because he's able to reach so many audiences, right?
Right.
I think with this album, which I really liked, having listened to it probably 100 times already, it's every layer that you want, right? It's the club Drake, right? It's the speaking to you in a room Drake. It's the I just got over a heartbreak. I'm just getting into a relationship. I'm alone on Valentine's Day. So it really addresses
Just like
it.
Me too.
I mean, it really addresses it in multi layers, which is, I think, right. Everyone could vibe out with it because it's got something for everyone, which is why I really like it. So big pop culture thing there. Drake's also going to be releasing a solo album where he will address all said ops. It's going to be an interesting spring. But yeah, I mean, from what you guys know, I want you guys to at least comment on. I know you have an opinion I don't really agree with, and I know that you tried to listen to it. So
I did
what do you
make an
got?
attempt
What do you got?
on my way to work one day. You know what's one of my favorite is going back to superheroes, Superman, Spider-Man.
Girl, I wish I could save you, but I can't.
No, but what I wanted to ask you is,
Yeah.
did you read the comments about last week's episode?
The comments.
Yeah.
Was there a specific comment?
How one of our fans or viewers was talking about how beautiful K-Dot's music was.
Oh.
Did you read it or no?
I didn't, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. When you have the entire industry backing you up, right? And all of everyone else dick riding him, I could see that. It's hard to stand alone on this island, though, I'll tell you that. But it feels good, though, when your boy comes through. Just saying.
Did you, Josh saw it, right? He responded to it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said,
so I'm going to take a look, too. I didn't see it.
Okay. I knew he would.
He responded to it and said, ball.
He's him.
He did?
He said, it was a lady that was talking about it.
Yeah.
He responded to her and said, basically, you know what you're talking about.
They talking about me?
No.
I'm talking about K-Dot.
He's talking about K-Dot.
Oh, K-Dot knows ball?
No,
She knows
what
all
she said.
What are you talking
Come
about?
on, not hard to follow.
Are you serious?
I'm just playing. I got you.
I was like, I don't know what else to say on that one.
But yeah, you'll have to take a look.
Yeah. I got to read the comments. You're right. I'm sure it's a lot more positive.
Oh yeah, we're just talking about just how beautiful his music was.
Yeah.
And stuff
Sure.
along those lines, and how
Do you think it's beautiful?
it's more than just music.
What is it? Poetry? A story?
I cannot.
I mean,
I can't with
I
you.
can't.
but what do you, that's what I got for you. What do you got?
You'll have to read the comment. And
It all makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got? I'm waiting.
I don't have a whole lot. I'm honestly kind of out of the rap game right now. I haven't been listening to a lot.
I've been out the rap game for a while.
Since J. Cole fell off.
I go back and forth sometimes. I haven't been in the mood for the rap game. But I'm not a Party Next Door fan, so that automatically kind of turned me off to it. I get why you like it. It's all good. But nah, I've been into my kind of indie sad musics right now. So
Best music.
I'm
a firm believer that your best music is when you're hurt.
There's some new drops in the indie artist right now that
Give us some names.
I had to pull some up because I don't even know names. But
you
guys keep talking.
sad music.
It's
That's
cool.
I mean,
You resonate.
look
more
at
to it.
like
It's forever, right?
Like Adele. And
That shit's forever, right?
and like Ed Sheeran. When they get hurt, bro.
It's a big draw for Taylor Swift.
Chance
You're not wrong.
Chance Pena dropped "Good Love Die." It's phenomenal. If you haven't listened to it yet, and you're in your sad man music, it's very, very good. He dropped it on the 21st of February, a little over a week ago.
Yeah.
Well, almost 2 weeks ago now. Excellent music. You got a couple other ones out there. Even like Big Hex the Plugs dropping with Bailey Zimmerman, new song.
Yeah.
That kind of gives you both worlds.
We're seeing a lot of that country and rap mashups. Pretty cool.
That one's only on SoundCloud right now, but it's supposed to be dropping on Spotify here in the next few weeks. So look out for that.
Speaking of country, Kane Brown dropped an album.
He did, huh?
He did. I'm not a huge.
Why? Mainstream?
I don't know. I just can't get into it.
I mean,
There's some.
he's got a voice.
But there's some lower name artists out here in the indie world that y'all got to check out. Like it's all good though.
Patrick's gonna post his Spotify for you all, so you could.
Dude, my Spotify's sad. If you're not into sad,
I mean,
if you are not into sad, heartbroken mode, like
Patrick will post his, I'll post mine. James can post his as well, and
Mine look very similar to Patrick's.
hey,
I got some good ones in there.
Shows you the taste, what we like.
I don't even listen to music like that. I mean, whenever I drive or go anywhere, I usually listen to podcasts. Usually what I do.
I know that. I know
I'm
that's
going
right.
to plug another one because he's a little more low key. Nights That We Needed from the Dwellers.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal song. Most people relate to it, especially if you're in your early 20s, late teens.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good song.
Yeah.
So
Love that. Love that.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add other than music to?
yeah,
Pop culture.
I kind of just want to talk about kind of some travel stuff right now.
Yeah.
Just because obviously you've gotten the vibe, but I'm on the move a lot. I don't like sitting in one place very often.
This is facts.
And I know that with a lot of the news recently, with all this like plane issues that we keep seeing, with smoke on the plane flipping over in Canada, the crash in DC, all these things, I feel like it's honestly scaring people off. I've seen some crazy plane prices lately out there with, like not inexpensive places to go, like
No.
cheaper prices to go to Hawaii, like.
And not full flights either. You notice that?
It depends on where you're going. So
Yeah.
like my flights to Atlanta when I come here are always full, but that's just Atlanta.
Yeah.
Same thing, Orlando, you have all your Disney people. Those are always going to be full. But when you get into your smaller ones, like when I flew to Detroit, it was not nearly as packed.
Sure. Sure.
But I'm definitely seeing some prices drop. Like my flight tomorrow is $15 one way. Like, and another thing I want to plug, I have the Go Wild Pass
About
for
to say,
Frontier.
you're part of exclusive club
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Let's get this.
I am part of the Go Wild
Let's get
Pass.
some advertising
and if you
out of the
have
way.
it's not really advertising because a lot of people have heard negative stories on the Go Wild Pass. They buy it. It's like $400. I think it's like $400 right now. I got it when it was on sale. I think for $299, but I think it's $400 now. And it's true. If you are not flexible on your scheduling, don't get it because you have to kind of book within 24 hours of the flight, which kind of sucks. But it also allows you to find really cheap flights. So if you have the ability, like, I know I'm going to be off Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I can just get on Wednesday night. I'll look and I literally will pick the cheapest flight I go on. Like you just can't be dead set on I'm going here or you might get screwed. But if you are open and you're like, hey, I'm okay going to Seattle, I'm okay going to LA, I'm okay going to Denver, I'm okay going to Philly, like wherever you want to go, I highly recommend it. Like that's how I did this one. I had to go wild. Like it was $15.
Yeah.
I came here, did the same thing to get here, and it was $8. Like insane. But you have to have flexibility.
Question on that too. Do they offer lower fare prices with Frontier flights?
So sometimes they have certain locations. They don't really advertise it. You kind of just have to get on the website and look. Sometimes they'll offer them earlier than 24 hours before, but it's only select flights. Like there's no way for me to tell you exactly this flight will be. I've seen it before where I booked for New York in April. I booked it a few weeks. Or I booked it like 2 months in advance because it was already on sale for $12. I was like, all right, I'm pulling the trigger. I don't even know if I'll go, but I was like, $12 is $12.
You'll
like,
eat that.
I'll eat it if I don't go, and if I do, I do. I'm going to plug another app that I use because I am always on the go flight-wise.
Yeah.
Is Going. It's just a website or an app on iOS and Android that you can literally put your home airport, and you will get notifications, and you can kind of set your date range. So if you want to do 5 days in April, 5 days in March, 5 days in whatever, or 3 days or whatever you want to do. And it will give you notifications when prices drop. Or like unusual price to Hawaii, unusual price to LA, unusual. And you can get on there and click and it will take you direct link to Google Flights where you can book them. So
that's free game right there, y'all.
And they have a premium version that'll give you international deals, but you can do unpaid subscription for all domestic. So
that's
I'm a known cheap flyer, so I think these two can vouch for me.
Finds prices unbelievably low.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter when.
Yeah. I mean, $15 for flights. I mean, you guys, you do the math. You have that much money left over. I also try to fly pretty cheap, I would say. I'm not as a frequent goer, I think, as Patrick, but I'd probably be second, I think, in the group for sure.
Oh, I
With
rarely
travel. And I always try to find, obviously, the cheapest flight, and you know, I could, when I converse with Patrick over that. But I think it's, to Patrick's point earlier, flying, right, thing, the fear behind it. I've been hearing a lot of different things, right? I mean, do as you please, but I mean, it's not going to stop me from flying.
right.
So,
And
what about you? I mean, do you have any fear with it, or what are your thoughts on the recent incidents?
I mean, no. I mean, because all my flight experience has been mostly positive.
Right.
I mean,
Minus Hawaii.
I mean, of course, like first and foremost, we have Hawaii.
Nobody got fucked more
That's
than
a
me.
different story.
Dude,
Nate.
you sure you don't want to tell them right
No,
now?
That's a long. That's a long one. That's a long
That's
one.
a long one. I don't know if we had time for that.
But yeah, no, Hawaii was horrendous. Anyways,
Sure was.
first and foremost, prayers out to all the families that.
Yeah.
that
Honestly.
I should have said that
Like,
first, but
yeah.
yes.
Prayers out to them.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was
Buddy.
sudden and super sad stuff to read about.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't have. I think if I got on the plane tomorrow, I think I'd be okay.
Right.
I haven't been on a plane since then, but I think I'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys went to Miami. How was that going on the plane after all that?
I took the train, so
That's right. But you flew here. But
Yeah.
Easy. I mean, well, I don't. I say that, but I had a little bit of trouble. Frontier, as great as they are fare wise, they were measuring bags. You know, you always think that that's not going to happen, but they were measuring it at 5:30 at night on a Thursday. So
Mhm.
it's very hit or miss. Sometimes
yeah,
you can get lucky and they'll never measure it, and sometimes they'll measure every single one. You never know.
yeah. So I was I
Sometimes
wasn't
your
prepared
bags
for that.
explode.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Sacramento story, but
But yeah, I mean, flying's cool. I mean, do as you please, right? If you're gonna travel, just do it. I mean, that's
don't
our,
be afraid.
that's our biggest thing. I feel like.
The biggest thing is go out and explore.
But don't spend all your money.
No,
Spend a lot of money, but not everything,
learn to budget it in. It's
Yeah. and get cheap flights.
I can go on a tangent for a while on that, but I won't.
You're good.
So something I kind of thought of
Okay.
because someone kind of asked me. I was wondering what you guys thought.
Yeah.
What's just random? What's a hill you guys are willing to die on? Doesn't that, no matter what ridiculous it is, like something controversial. Like what's a
Yeah.
hill you're just willing to just die on?
A hill I'm willing to die on.
We'll give you a moment. We'll give you a second to think.
I mean, I have a few of them, but
Yeah, I think you're pretty particular about a certain amount of things, Patrick.
I am.
Why don't you? I think I know one of them. Why don't you tell us a couple, and I'll think over
Which route
mine.
do you want me to go first?
There's so many routes
Take
you
it-
can go.
take it
I mean,
anywhere. Take it
I'm
anywhere.
thinking of 20 that are
You,
off the top of my
you-
head.
you
okay.
drive the car. I'll be passenger.
I'm debating which way I want to start this. Sorry.
You're fine. You can give us more than one. It don't matter.
I know.
I know you got multiple hills you're really on.
Yeah, I'll go while Patrick goes.
Okay. Yeah.
What I'm willing to die on: take your shoes off before you enter someone's house. That's a big one for me.
Mine is so vastly different than that. That is unbelievable.
I know I say that, but like we're in the studio and like we are wearing some outfits. I know but
No shoes.
at least in my house, if you can, please take your shoes off. My whole thing on that is just cleanliness, right? Just want a clean house. Just take your shoes off at the front door. I'll gladly put them away for you. Then they'll be there when you're ready to leave. That's one of mine. I'm a big no shoes on.
That's a non-negotiable for you.
Non-negotiable. And everyone who knows me knows that as well.
Uh,
What do you got, Jim?
I don't care if your shoes on are in my house personally. like it is what it is. Like, and it'd be what it be.
Yeah.
as far as that. Patrick, you got any hills?
Yeah. I mean, I still have a few. I'm just debating which ones I want to share and which ones I don't. But I mean,
Be you. It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, first thing I'll say, and because this is something that I've learned recently, is always continue to learn.
It's a good one.
And always continue to strengthen your mind and your body. If you continue to win a little bit each day, like even 1%,
Right.
You're not going to see it in that day, and it's very easy to quit. when you don't see progress. With it's gym. You go to the gym for 3 days, you're not going to see improvements. Like that's just how it is. It's going to be the same thing with learning. You might be a terrible reader, but if you read 10 pages every single day, it compounds. Like
Right.
It's so much that there's just like, I don't even know what the word is, but there's a line that eventually when you compound your strength and your growth so much that it's all of a sudden going to explode, and you're going to just be like, overnight something just clicked, when in reality it was not a 3 day, 1 day, 1 week,
Right.
1 month challenge that you did for yourself. It's creating new habits, new mentalities that are for the lifelong.
Yeah.
Um,
Like that.
Yeah.
It's solid. I mean, I think we can all agree, right? We're in that point in life where we're still growing, we're still learning, we're still trying to figure out exactly who we're supposed to be, who we're going to be. I think that's an interesting point. Like as you get older, right, you start to learn things about yourself. Like, oh, like I didn't know that I thought like that, and that's actually something that I believe in, or that's who I am. I think that's a good point. I like that, the continuous learning, right? I think going off of that, I got one as far as like doing things that you're afraid of. I feel like is
100%.
is a good one. I know a lot of.
Can I? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I just want to jump off that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going with doing the things doing things you are afraid of.
Right.
Especially when it comes to making a jump in life, whether that's a new career, going back to school, a new relationship, ending a current relationship, whatever it might be.
New city.
New city, moving. When you are at your most fearful, that's the time to make the jump.
Yeah.
If you continue to let the fear eat you, you'll never get over it. Like, make the jump. What's going to happen? You're already at a low spot. You're already feared. It could stay fearful. It could get better. But why would you not take the chance?
I love that. I mean, take them too while you have the time, right? Or you have the fear in you, because no big decision is made when you're prepared, I feel like. Or no big thing comes in your life when you are 100% prepared. You can prepare yourself to make a big decision, and that's smart, and that's planning it out. But sometimes some of those decisions are sporadic or life-changing that maybe if you don't do it now, will you ever, is what you have to ask yourself. And
what are you so afraid of? I mean,
right.
You're talking about being fearful. What are you afraid of? Like, somebody's going to judge you? Like, who cares? Learn to stop thinking what other people think of you. Like, it's such a hard thing to understand in your mind that reality, 99% of people, don't even give a fuck what you do.
No.
They don't notice. They don't even care. And you sit there and think they do. And then the other people that do really care, if they really love you and they're really your friends, they're not going to make fun of you for trying and failing. Failing's part of life. Like, that's how you grow.
Yeah.
So, we live one life. Quit being afraid of it. Take the jump. Get the new job. Get the new relationship. Leave your toxic relationship. Move. Do what you got to do. Take your chance.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and piddle paddle and dwell. Oh, woe was me. Take the jump.
I think a big thing too is like we are in this age where we care so much about how we're perceived, and it's toxic. It's contagious, right? This feeling. But even going off your point, right? If like some people are so like worried about what other people think, when in reality, those same people you're worried about, they're probably 99% worried about what they're doing and how they're perceived, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're all thinking that exact thing, right? And you clog your mind with that, you miss out on the opportunities to grow and the opportunities to be happy. I feel like are big. We've all gone through that crap before, and we've seen it and experienced it, and we have more to get through in this life.
If you want to test it, go out in public, do something stupid, and see how many people actually notice. You'll be surprised. Because there's 100 people, like 5, 10 actually even notice.
Right.
And maybe 2 of them will say something.
Right.
1, nobody cares.
Y'all doing something stupid. A little different than me doing something stupid.
What depends on what stupid means.
Yeah. How stupid are you trying to get? Let's talk.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Most people don't care.
Yeah. They don't. And
take your chance.
Exactly. That's a great point. You've been a little quiet over there, Jimbo.
Well, I'm listening to y'all.
What do you got? What do you got, man? What are you thinking?
I still have more hills to die on. So
I know Jim's got one.
Hills to die on.
I got at least 2 more.
Yeah.
Whoever made up the quote, the worst thing they can say is no, is an absolute dumbass. Because I've heard worse things than no. You guys know.
100%.
You guys know I've heard worse things than no.
You've heard hell no.
Well,
I've heard hell no. I've heard
Yeah.
well,
I've
Fuck
heard
no.
racist.
racist no.
no's.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You're not wrong. 100% not wrong.
What about that? Is it just your personal experience with that, or is that just like what you
personal experience, stories I've heard.
Right.
I'm not discrediting you at all. But if somebody says something worse, screw them. Fuck them.
It's a cliche for
They're
sure.
Stupid, and who cares? Move on. Like,
Makes a person not want to try again.
I get it.
But that goes back to our whole point. You gotta continue trying,
Gotta continue.
no matter what.
Moving forward. Next day.
Well, I mean, what's the definition of insanity?
Trying the same thing over and over again, and hoping that for different results.
Exactly.
But doing things the same way.
But you don't have
can-
to. You're
you
not
can-
doing things the same way.
You
You're
can
learning.
I
try to
guess.
do things differently.
You're learning,
Yeah.
and you consistently do things differently.
I've got enough knowledge to graduate at this point, but it's
And that's okay.
I'm good. My knowledge is there.
Sometimes the graduation requires a new market. So
I'm tired of lessons. I need solutions.
So you're done learning lessons. You just want
I want the solution.
right. Sometimes you are sometimes you are the solution.
Where's my diploma at? Anyway.
Right.
I like learning new lessons.
Anyways, go on, Patrick. You got more hills. Let's hear them.
Yeah.
What's some silly hills?
Yeah.
Let's get some
Some
Silly?
Patrick
Mine-
pet
like
peeves.
what do you just think it's just
The
like
3 P's, Patrick pet peeves.
correct?
He's got a bunch.
What hills
The
are
triple
those?
P.
Yeah, you got a little serious on the last one. Let's
I
hear
Yeah.
some-
think my next one was serious too, but okay. Gosh, now you throw me off my rhythm. Here. I don't want to. I'll be mean to people. So
It's all right. Be you. Who cares? Remember, who cares?
I know. Yeah.
He's gonna target me. I'm just ready for it.
Target you? What do you mean?
He's coming for me.
I never said that.
I don't think your watch is gonna help you there, bud.
No, my flight was delayed.
No.
Frontier.
That's all right.
Comes with a price of $16. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, 100%. It's not really silly, but
Mm.
and this is my personal thing. This is kind of how I live my life, and it may not be for everyone. I'm just going to be straight up with this. I would rather do my traveling, my exploring, going to different countries, visiting different places in my 20s and have less money in my 30s and 40s than work every day and grind and save up money, buy a house and do all the things and have all the money in my 30s and 40s and wait until I'm retired. I would rather do the traveling now, work later, than do the
Absolutely.
work now and retire later.
Absolutely.
And my mindset on that is the amount of people that I personally know that you work your entire life, you graduate college or whatever, you went straight to the job force, you 22 years old, 23, whatever you might be, and they work till they're 60, they retire, and they're like, all right, we're going to do all this traveling. And then they're so able-bodied that they can't even do the things that they want to do. They can't explore the things they want to see. They can't go hike a mountain. They can't go explore. They can't go do whatever they want to do. Like, or you are not even able-bodied, but you get cancer, you get a heart attack, you die, and like you worked for 40 years and died?
Mhm.
Screw that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like I'm just not gonna do it. Like I don't care what anyone says, and it might, like I said,
But what about like working hard in your 20s and then traveling in your 30s? You're able-bodied then.
if you can do
Yeah.
it, then I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. But people that wait until they're I'm gonna wait, I'll saving up, I'm doing it when I retire. Screw you.
Right.
Like hopefully you can do it, but
I
not
mean, I
everybody
agree with
can.
you. I mean, I don't think you should wait till you're retired. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, that's retirement for
But the amount of people that do it, it's just all the time. Oh, I'm working. I'm going to save up. I'm going to get a house. I'm going to retire at 60 and or 55, and then I'm going to go travel the world. Why are you waiting until your 50s? Why would you
Right.
not do it when you're in your prime? It's just, I don't know. It just drives me up a wall when I hear that people say that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay living in an apartment, save and doing like working to buy my next trip. Like, I don't care. That's just what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah. You're living for the next adventure.
I live for my next adventure, and they can vouch for it.
I don't mind that.
I am somewhere at least once a month, minimum. Like that is just how I live, and I know some people probably judge me on that, and I don't care. So
I don't give a fuck either. I don't travel as frequent as you, but I am 100%
I spend
aligned with that.
probably
sure.
60% of my money per year on travel,
Oh yeah.
which is nuts. Like
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. So
Yeah. And look at
You're
all the
just-
experiences we have. Even just us three traveling.
Yeah.
Look at all the memories we have. I have a camera roll filled of pictures from our very first trip as a group to like the trips we did to like Finley, or like the trips we did just to get out, right? And just go do something else outside of the place that you live. It's incredible. Incredible.
like I don't even want to. I feel like I'm taking credit here, but how much more have you guys traveled since meeting me?
I would say a good 45 to 50% more. For sure.
I mean, I still go like on 2 trips a year. I go to
Yeah.
Michigan every year,
And Vegas.
and then I go to Vegas every 2 years. Like it doesn't change. And like, apparently we're going to Vegas again this year. But
We are. First week of
You-
October?
You already know.
I was going to say is just, I just love you're just so unapologetically you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, James?
Makes my back hair stand up a little bit when you continue.
Keep that back.
Yeah.
Here. Keep that back
You
here
just-
on that side.
I never used to. I wasn't always like that. I mean,
No, you weren't.
I used to really care what people thought, and it created a lot of stress and anxiety. And
Telling me.
I don't even like. I wish I had an answer for everyone out there, like, because I know a lot of people deal with it. It was literally like one day something in my head just clicked, and I was like, screw everyone else.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. I'm not worried about what you're doing. The only things that I'm going to stress out are things that are in my control. If I can't control what other people are doing, what other things are happening. Like, obviously, if going for like a job interview is stressful, but I can't control that they choose me over someone else. I'm not going to stress over that result.
Oh, there's no point to stress over things you can't control.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no point.
But there was like everything in my life, just like one day, I was just like, no, I'm going to be the calmest person in the room.
Right.
I'm going to sit back and I'm going to observe and just know that I can still get angry. I can still get stressed.
Yeah.
And I will come down on you. And I promise that.
And that's kind of, I mean, like what you said at the end there is kind of with like kind of my mentality going into work every day is like I could either be in a miserable mood,
Yeah.
and bring everyone down, or I could be the person that lifts everyone up and just be in a good mood and just have a good personality. And I choose to be the latter just because.
Yeah.
I like to laugh. I like to just not laugh. I mean, I have my days where I'm like upset, but like I don't like to bring it down on people. It's just not my thing.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think you guys know, like, I was definitely more on the angry side, stressful side when we were first met
Oh yeah.
compared to what I'm the night and day. I feel like different.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it was definitely something
yeah.
that clicked in you. I feel like, and you even tell us so many times, like we would come up with these problems and bring them to you and be like, "What do you think, Patrick?" And you'd be like, "Who gives a fuck? Like, I don't care. You shouldn't care. Who cares, right?"
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely strengthened something in me and James for sure. Is just to surround yourself around people that don't give a fuck is
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes a really good thing.
just to like throw that in perspective, like in my past relationship, she used to say that. She's like, I hear all these stories about how you used to be like, get angry and do this and this. And she's like, I've never seen that side.
Yeah.
I was like, 'cause that side doesn't exist anymore. And it takes a lot to change. And like, that was my first big change, like, was that. And now I'm going through a physical change, which hopefully as we continue this, you guys will continue to see.
Oh, I see.
Thank you.
Yes, I
But
do.
that was one of my first
I
changes.
see you
And
too.
now
It kind of ruffles my feathers a little bit.
pause.
back here.
But I just feel like that's the mentality to have, like, and especially when I want to talk about the physical side too. There's a quote out there. I don't even know who said it, honestly, but especially as men, like, you need to be able to bring violence on somebody, but also be the calmest person in the room. So basically, sit there and observe and know that you don't have to be violent to anyone, but know that you have the capability to be violent if you needed to.
Define violence.
Be able to fend off an attacker, protect your wife and your children, protect yourself, anything that were to happen. Because I mean, any man can brag about being I'm not violent. I'm calm. I'm this and this. But if you don't have the capability of doing it, what are you proud of? Like, I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at now with this physical. Like I've gotten through like the mental changes about that, and now I'm partaking in the physical aspect of it. But there's almost like a monster inside of you, like a beast that you have to awaken, but you also have to learn to control. Because if you don't, and you don't train that, it can never come out if needed. Hopefully it never has to come out, but it needs to have the opportunity to if it arises.
So it's like something you train, right? It's a muscle.
Basically, yeah. It's in your mind and your body.
Yeah. You train it, you learn it.
Yeah.
James, what do you think about the monster inside of you? Is it there?
The beast inside of me hasn't came out in 3 years. If you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Wait, that was 3 years
All
ago?
right.
Something like that.
It was longer than that, wasn't it?
No, it's about 3.
I'm confused.
What you're thinking? Exactly what it is.
Putting people to sleep?
God,
Oh,
that was a different kind of animal.
No, that was the real beast.
Okay, I understand.
I'm talking about the beast down under, but that's
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know about this beast, right?
I took a left turn. One might say. It's been on your forehead before, but anyway.
Chill out. God. Oh, yeah. That beast. Yeah, I remember that. While I was sleeping. I was just taking a modest nap. You know, we were all studying in the basement.
I lost in odds,
And then
and I had to do something I didn't want to do, but it had to happen.
Yeah.
I had to man my word.
third eye appeared.
They had no idea I was going to go down that route. I was dying.
That was longer than 3
It
years
was
ago.
so serious to that.
No, that was years ago,
That was
James.
way more than 3 years ago.
That was
But
like 7-8 years ago, James. You had a
regardless. That's
other
why
beast-
I was confused when you said 3 years. I was like, wait a second.
3 years.
Evan.
That was
No.
like 7-8.
And I said the beast hasn't came out in like 3 years.
So
That's not true though.
Double J Money, Double J Money Beast.
Double J Money Beast,
Oh.
he was disrespectful and he got exactly what he deserved when that shit happened. But that's a story for another day.
Absolutely.
Don't spit on my man.
You're correct.
Don't spit on him and don't throw a
I was gonna
drink
say,
on
you
the
spit on me,
ceiling.
you're going to bed.
What about some
Simple as that.
berries?
Anyways, awesome show today. But
Before we
on that note-
before we go, I want to play one quick game with you.
all right.
Would you rather?
All right.
I saw one the other day.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll put it in my notes. Give me a second.
You're fine.
Just kind of random, just kind of see what you guys thought. All right, so would you rather
Heard.
have fingers that randomly shrink
Okay.
and grow throughout the day,
Like randomly?
just randomly,
Okay.
Shrink and grow.
or toes that constantly make a faint beeping sound?
All of them? Or like when I walk or like when I press something or like is there
Just whenever.
toes? 100%.
The toes situation. You'd rather have the toes.
Yes.
Same. I think toes too.
I don't need my fingers moving when I'm carrying something
True.
or I'm never mind.
I don't know, but I think I'll go with fingers.
If I'm using my fingers, I don't need that happen.
Yes. Yes.
Careful now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about the game
But the,
controller.
Oh, that's not what I was talking about.
Well,
But
obviously, I know what
he's
you were
talking. He's talking about the joystick. But anyway,
yes, there's multiple times in
the
life
three-piece
that
combo.
if your fingers were to move like that in certain situations,
it'd be good.
the 3-piece combo.
things are going to get broken.
Listen,
or you're going to hurt.
Y'all never lived in
someone.
a household where you were hearing a beeping sound every few seconds.
Oh, I can't say
You
that.
can't,
say
say that.
But that's okay. It was funny.
That
All right.
that's getting cut.
My bad.
Okay, so you'd rather do fingers?
Anyways, y'all didn't have to. Y'all didn't have to deal with.
Who beeped?
Come on now.
What are you talking about? Beeping sound.
It's a smoke detector. Come
Yes.
on.
Come on.
What about the smoke detector?
That was very common happening in my home.
You lived in Chicago. You understand where those come from.
Yes, I do.
So I'd rather just fingers. And that could be.
Bro, fuck that. I think my body would get trained to the freaking beeping sound.
You can smother a beeping sound.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a mess. Oh yeah, you
Just
wrapped it in
picture
fucking
what I'm talking about with your fingers.
Oh, I know what you're
Dude.
talking about. That could be
up
good though.
and down, up and down,
Or
all the time.
terrible.
You can go
To
up.
each their own. Some of us are used to dealing with long things.
Oh my god. Or short
Okay.
things.
Not me.
Pause.
Short hands. If they go short.
Anyways.
Anyways, thanks again for tuning in, everybody.
Let us know what you guys would rather have.
Yeah, honestly.
Down in the comments.
What would you rather have? Long and short fingers at any given time of the day, or a continuous beeping sound from your feet?
From your toes.
From your toes, specifically.
Faint beeping sound.
Faint.
You know it's there, but, can't
Yeah.
pinpoint it. But,
One last little thing here.
we have been discussing just like, we want to know if y'all watched all the way through. So we want to create, a secret little password that, that we keeps between us and you guys. And I'm not going to create it every time. It's going to be Patrick for sure every time. He's pretty good at pinpointing things out, but it's going to be an acronym, or it's going to be, something that we, thought was, stood out on the podcast.
Yeah, so the secret acronym this week that we'd like you to comment is what's up, twin? W-U-T.
W-T.
W-U-T.
You heard it here
what
first.
Up, twin?
W-T in the chat. What's up, twin? We'll accept either. People are going to get confused, but all you have to tell them is just watch all the way through.
That was good.
Thank you for joining us on the Three Rows Converged podcast. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe. All of our Instagram handles, our TikTok will be down below. Make sure you share with your friends, your family, everyone. We want this podcast to grow, and let us know what you think.
And look for a second episode this week on Thursday, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled Thursday drops.
That's right.
Thank you so much, everybody. We out.